que sea. O como...
All right, we are live. Today is a very special day for all of us at the Enjogo Sporting Spree podcast. Firstly, because we are hosting the first international guest on our show, and who better than Mr. Kibu Vicuna? We this is the first time that we have the Spanish maestro on our show. He has been in India for multiple years now, having coached teams like Mohun Bagan, Mohammedan, Kerala Blasters, among the likes. And he has also coached La Liga based CA Osasuna and has coached multiple clubs in the Polish league. So it's a fantastic moment for us, and thank you so much for making time today to speak to us, sir.
Hello, good evening, how are you?
All well, all well. And, it is just yesterday that Mohun Bagan played their quarterfinals in the Durand Cup, and they also won the match against Round Glass Punjab via penalties. So, what better way to start the show? Because, we have a lot of Mohun Bagan fans who are tuning in. We had the great fortune of collaborating with the official fan club, which is the Mohun Bagan Ultras, and I have heard that multiple of them are going to watch this show live. So why don't we start with your experience of leading a legacy club like Mohun Bagan and actually leading them to win? So how was it? If you can talk a bit about that.
Was a fantastic season, fantastic time, no? To be in Kolkata, to be in Mohun Bagan, and also win the league, no? That it was our main objective that season. Not only win the league, also I think playing good football and making proud all the supporters with their team and their players and their coaching staff. No, so yes, to be in Kolkata and to be in Mohun Bagan was a privilege, and still is a privilege to be part of this club that season and succeeding in the club. Yes.
Fantastic. Stories of Mohun Bagan are never completed without talking a bit about the famous derby. Yeah, the Mohun Bagan and East Bengal derby that is there. It's Asia's one of the largest derby, if not in the world. And there have been instances where lakhs of fans have gathered into the stadium to watch the match live, right? So, why don't you talk about any of your derbies that you were a part of, maybe 2 days prior to what happened and during the day, how the dressing room looks like, what happens before the match? Are there fans who gather and sort of try to reach out to you? We are just curious to know what it takes to host a derby of this sort.
No, you are correct. You are right. No, the derby starts 3 weeks before the derby, no, at least. So it doesn't matter if you have two or three games before the derby match. Everyone is talking about please sir derby. We have to win the derby. Say, hey, but we have 2 matches before now. The same points. We are playing the same points against I don't know Gokulan Kerala or that time Minerva Punjab that against East Bengal. But it's true that for all Mohun Bagan supporters, and I guess for all East Bengal supporters, it's an special day. It's a special day and game because it's more than a football game. It's about emotions. It's about sentiments. It's about love the club, the club you support, and that's why it makes this derby, this Kolkata derby, very 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 special. No? And for a coach to be in Salt Lake Stadium, inside Salt Lake Stadium in a derby, is a fabulous situation, a fabulous time, a magic game. See the half the stands, green maroon, half the stands, red and yellow. And you can not hear or listen anyone, only the crowd. No, it's a fantastic experience, and more fantastic if you are winning the derby. No?
Absolutely. I mean, winning the derby is a different feeling altogether, right? And just like Coach Kibu said, derby for Bengalis is like a festivity. It's more than just a game. And since in Bengal, it's also about people who are from the east side of Bengal. They are majorly East Bengal fans, which is Bangladesh now. Whoever came back to India, and the people who stayed back in India, they are the Mohun Bagan fans. So it's like a legacy. It's a huge thing, right? Similarly, during his time at India, the number of years he has spent, you had also coached a team named Kerala Blasters FC, which is in the south,
Mm-hmm.
right? Kerala
Yep.
Blasters plays in the Indian Super League, right? And Kerala Blasters is a huge team when it comes to their fans, right? The Manjapara fan base is humongous. They are also one of the most globally engaged football clubs in the world, right? They have been ranked in the highest scales in one season as well. So why don't you speak a bit about your stint at Kerala Blasters? How was it like to coach a team like Kerala Blasters?
See, it was a fantastic experience to be part of Kerala Blasters Club because, as you said, the fan base is very huge and is very 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 warm with the coaches and the players. And it was in a very difficult time. It was in the COVID time, so I think I was the only one Kerala Blasters coach that didn't touch Kerala that time, no, because we were playing in Goa in the bubble, and we couldn't go to Kerala to make the preseason. We had only, I remember, between 2 3 weeks of preseason. Then we start the season with not with all the players because some foreigners came late. So it was a very difficult time, not only professionally, personally also, because we had to be for everyone, no, not only in football, of course, for everyone in all the countries, no, because it was it was it was a time that you have to be at home. For example, in Goa, only we can go to train, and from the training session to the hotel, we couldn't go out. It was a little bit claustrophobic that time, and see, the experience was good, but was not like a complete experience with Kerala Blasters, no, because we couldn't. For example, one of the best things that Kerala Blaster has is the home games in the stadium, when the full crowd stadium, that is you start the games winning 1-0 even, no. So yes, it was a difficult time, but I remember this time, and still when I was, for example, I was in Kerala last year from some days on holidays. The people was so kind, so warm, and I still remember that time, and it was a very good experience to be in Kochi and in Kerala last year, for example. No, I have a very good reminder of that season, especially because of the people.
Absolutely. And one thing is, we have multiple coaches as well who are tuning in today, who want to know a lot about your philosophies and your strategies, right? They want to have an inside view of what Mr. Kibu thinks to win a winning team, right? So before
Mhm.
we move on to that, I just wanted to have your uh, take on one last thing, that is, out of these three clubs, uh,
Mhm.
what was the most difficult challenge that you faced during a season, from a coaching perspective, from a team building perspective, and how did you sort of manage to
You
make way and come out of it?
you mean in India or in other place?
In India, I am currently speaking of India only. Yeah.
You see, every club has his characteristics, and I didn't feel. For me, the most difficult year was the Kerala Blaster season, but not because of the club, because of the situation there. No, it was very
Mhm.
claustrophobic. You couldn't have private life because we were living all time together. You couldn't go out of the hotel. We were living in a fantastic place, but it was like a golden jail. You know what I mean? Is you couldn't go out. You couldn't go, for example, one day to the beach or one day to go out to have dinner with your wife, or no, and it was difficult for all the people, no, especially also for the people that they were with us, our wives or some daughters, that they couldn't go out of the hotel even to see to see the matches, no. So this environment and this situation was the hardest moment in India. Yes.
Makes sense. Absolutely. This is more the mental side of things that you spoke of. Now we will dig a bit deeper into the technical side of the genius and the tactical mind that you have. So the first question, uh, how do you really adjust your team against a player, against an opponent which is very defensive in nature? Like, there are instances where uh, a team is putting in 10 players behind the ball to sort of defend their
Mhm,
goal,
mhm.
right? In such a situation, how do you make ways?
See, football is about, especially it's about time and space. No, where is the space to attack, and how much time you have to attack. I mean, if you are playing with against a team that is making you high pressure, and your players they don't have enough time to play, is going to be more difficult. No, so it's I think I feel football like a battle to have the ball. No, in my teams. I like that my team has the ball as much as possible, not only to have the possession of the ball. It's more important to control the game through the ball. No, that's why, for example, when we don't have the ball, we try to make high pressing and always make pressure to the opponent who has the ball. In your question, a team that is dropping with 10 players, you have to see where is the space, because you can drop in the several ways, to giving spaces, giving half spaces to the opponent, because one thing is to have the distance between the lines. For example, the distance between the defensive line and the striker of the strikers, depending on the structure that the opponent is using, 1-4-4-2, or for example 1-4-3-3, that now is more natural to see the teams in this formation. But with the same formation, in the 1-4-3-3, you can have the spaces between the lines. You can have the spaces in the sides, because the team is very narrow.
Hmm.
You can have the spaces at the back of the defensive line. Imagine that the defensive line is 30 meters from their goal, or 40 meters, and then, depending on the disposition and the structure of the opponent, you have to attack the spaces. No, for example, if the opponent last day in our team now, I'm coaching the last 3 seasons the HFC, and we were facing a team that, without pressure, they had a high defensive line. No, so it was very clear that the spaces were at the back of the defensive line, and especially with diagonal balls, because we have also quick wingers. No, also depending which kind of players do you have. Other day, the two games in 2 games, yes, we play against another team that they drop, and the spaces were behind the defensive line, but only 30 meters. So we have to play, for example, to play first, make a quick rotation to play to one side, and from the player who was out, that normally was our left or right wing, fullback, then look for a running behind of the winger between the space that between the fullback and the central defender. No? So every game is different. Also, it's about time space, and also it's about when in which space you have superiorities, not only numerical or positional. Sometimes you have that your right winger is better than the left fullback of the opponent.
Absolutely.
So you have to look for this qualitative superiority that you have in some places of the field.
Absolutely. Since we also talked a bit about specific positions, the next question that I have is, what are the key factors, Coach Kibu, when you, say select a 4-3-3 formation? 4-3-3 formation has been quite prevalent in Indian football. We have seen multiple teams trying to use it. And according to you, what is the role of a number 6 in a 4-3-3 position? Because what I believe and what I understand, number 6 position in a 4-3-3 is very important. So what, according to you, should be an ideal number 6?
Well, yes, you are completely right. It's a key position, number 6 in a 1-4-3-3. No, is there, for example, we can say the Busquets position, no, that he was playing in the Spanish national team and in Barcelona several years with a very high level. For me, was the best number 6 in the last 15 years. No, well, we have to make we have to divide with the ball without the ball. No. With the ball, number 6 position with the ball is the link player between the midfield line and the defensive line and the midfield line. No, is the guy who is linked through the passes these two lines. No, most of the time right now the opponents they are sometimes they are marking this player. No, so we have to use, for example, tactical details, as for example the Thurman, no, for this pass from imagine the right central defender is playing with your number 10 and the number 10 is playing with the number 6, because you cannot connect directly from central defenders to number 6. No, so also you can use a number 6, for example, dropping to one side. That normally, if the number 6 is dropping to one side, you have a free space for him, and normally the number 10 of the opponent is not going to one side with the player. No, so you have to look for some tricks to make him play more with more freedom. No, and defensively also is a key player, because he's the player who gives you offensive balance. When you are attacking, also we have to prepare the possible offensive transition of the opponent, no? Especially the counter attacks. If you are a team that you are going to control the game and you have more the positional attack, you have more the possession of the ball, but the other team is trying to recover the ball and make a quick counter attack. Then the number 6 is very important with his positioning. So number 6 must be a player with good foot, of course, especially safety passes, but also, if possible, through passes beating opponent lines. Good diagonal long pass, but moreover, very good tactical behavior, tactical balance, and tactical understanding of the game. No, to cover the spaces necessary, especially defensively, and very good communication connection with the central defenders.
Got it. Like you talked a bit about the defensive phases, while the team is transitioning from attack to a counter attack, what happens is there is a key role that the wingers also play, right? The wingers in general are sort of supposed to be very quick on the flanks, keep on dropping and going up. But how do you instruct your wingers when there is a defensive phase at play?
See, normally I play with different structures, no, because I'm already more than 30 years coaching, no. So right now, we are playing 1-4-3-3 in offensive phase and 1-4-4-2 in defensive phase, no. So as you said, in the when we are defending, the wingers they are playing in the midfield line, so they have to be ready to be in a position that if you recover the ball, they can open the field and try to get the back of the defenders as quick as possible. But while defending, also they have to be inside to cover and help the two midfielders. No, so it's very important this concept, that very easy concept, that wide narrow. Wide when we are open, when we have the ball, of course. Then there are other things like rotations that you are changing. For example, the position, the fullback, the number 8, the winger, etc. But in the defensive phase, they have for us it's very important. No, I don't, for example, I don't like, with me, they are not playing wingers that they are not good in the defensive phase. Because, football is a flow. Football is a flow. It's not like I'm good, some years ago, still they were surviving players that they were only in offensive phase, but, and defensive phase, they were not tracking back, etc. But nowadays, you have to be good in attack, good in defense, good in the transitions, because football has 4 moments: the moment that you have the ball, the moment that you don't have the ball, the moment that you are recover the ball and you are making the offensive transition, and the moment that you are losing the ball and you have to do the defensive transition, and you have to be good in the 4 moments. If you have only good in the offensive phase, you have 25%. You are doing 25% of the job. So you have to be the more very good in the defensive phase also. You see, generally I used to talk with the players very, very open. No, I told you, in India, especially the wingers, right now they are improving, and you have wingers that they are good in all the phases. But at the beginning, in my first year, they were the wingers. The concept of winger here was a quick winger with one against one, but when they have to defend, not very good. But now it's not working. In Europe, if you are talking with one scouting of one. Imagine that we are going together tonight to watch a team of the first division in Poland. Okay, and you are sitting close to an scouting of one team of Belgium, Poland, Netherlands. Imagine if they see first action that the winger is not tracking back, finish. No chance to take this player. And here they have to know also, and already they know that if you are not tracking back, if you are not working well in the defensive phase, you have no future in football. No, there is. I remember at 25 years old. You remember Figo, the Portuguese player.
Absolutely.
He was only playing in the opponent half. No. But now Figo, if he wants to play right now in football, in top level football, if he doesn't work at back, tracking back, he cannot play. Yeah.
Absolutely. Switching back to the 4-3-3 formation question that I had, I spoke specifically of one position, which is the number 6. But suppose you are playing a 4-3-3 formation in any of your games, right? In the upcoming games or any games that you've played in the past. What is the role of the 3 midfielders in the 4-3-3 according to you, and how would you like them to play?
See, generally 6, 8, or 10. 8 or 10 in attack. They don't have too many differences. Only the characteristics. No, normally number 8 is more mixed midfielder. No, that he can has the role of offensive and defensive at the same time. No, it's very difficult, this position, because normally a player is better offensively than defensively, or better defensively than offensively. So to be a good 8, a good number 8, as for example, we can say Modric. He's very good with the ball, but also he has he's tracking back, or I don't know, in the last Euro Cup, Mikel Merino in the Spanish national team, or Fabian Ruiz, no, that they are mixed players, no, and normally the number 10 is the offensive midfielder, no. So offensively they have similar role, but I like, for example, you asked me about the role of the three midfielders. I like that the three midfielders, they will be in three different heights. That means I used to call first floor, second floor, and third floor. Three different heights and three different, internal corridor, central corridor, three different positions. Why? Because normally the opponent team, they are defending with 2+1 or with 2 or with 1+2, and then with this structure, this formation is more difficult for them to defend. And for us, if we are playing positional game, is better and it's more easy to connect between the players. And then three different heights and also rotator. I like, for example, that the number 8, even the number 8, they are going to the sides, and for example, one winger is coming inside. And also, there is, how to say, the tactical dimension.
Mm-hmm.
That means the way you want that your teams are going to play. And also you can add an strategical dimension. That means against which team you are playing, which players you have in this game. It's not the same. To give you an example, it's not the same to play as the right winger with Lamine Yamal, that is a winger, quick winger, very gifted, that is looking one against one, that to play with Marco Asensio, that is a right winger that is left-footer, as Lamine Yamal also, but he wants to come inside and be the fourth midfielder.
Absolutely.
So they choose the players you are choosing. They are making another dimension in the football, no? Even if you are playing the same formation, same structure, the players are making this structure different.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've been informed from the back end, that we are receiving a lot of questions. So
Okay,
before
no
I
problem.
proceed with my questions, maybe we can take one, right? Yeah. So please, I'll request my back end team to display the first question. Okay. So there's Sandeepan who has asked his question. Thank you, Sandeepan, for joining us. Yeah, Sandeepan is asking, what do you think of Kobe Menu?
Okay, he's a good player. To be honest with you, I don't know him very much. I was watching him in the Euro Cup. No, he's a good player with good potential. He has to improve. I think right now it's not because I'm Spanish, but I think the best midfielders in the world are the Spanish ones. No, for example, Rodri, Fabian, Merino, Dani Olmo, etc. No, I think these English players, they are improving very much also because they have, most of them, they have Spanish coaches that they are asking them to play this style, to be better with the ball than without the ball. That's why the English players they were before. No, now you can see Pep Guardiola, Arteta, Lopetegui, Emery, Iraola in the Premier League. And for English players, they are going to be very good, and of course for Mainu as well.
Got it. So we'll take another question. There's Ganesh Kamte. Ganesh, thank you so much for making time and joining us today. So Ganesh is asking, hello, sir. Why does India not play in the FIFA World Cup? Why is our country not interested in playing football? Okay, that's a direct statement that he has to make. So what's your opinion?
Okay, I think that there are two questions here. No, of course, India is interested to play football and to play the World Cup. No, I think it's an objective, but it's an objective to be honest and to be realistic in a mid-term, long-term. No, because right now I think India has to create a good environment in all the clubs. To have good academies, thinking in mid and long term, and not thinking only in the first team. No, I think this is going to be important. Create competitions for the boys longer with the players. They have to play good 30 35 games each season official. For example, in Spain we have a competition with all the first division teams. They have junior teams that they are playing between them, no, and they are playing several years, no, with 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's why it's a process, and we have to create this environment here if we want that in 5-10 years India has a good team to compete to try to be in the World Cup. I think that the potential is there. We have to create this environment not only in the clubs, also in the Indian Football Federation, no? With good facilities in all the places, to good academies, with good methodology in the academies, good coaches, and then hopefully we can see not very long time India playing a World Cup. But first, I think we should, if India qualify to some under 17 World Cup, under 20 World Cup, these players then can be the core of the team to play the World Cup with the senior team.
I mean, coach, we did host the Under 17 World Cup in 2017, where
I remember the final was England against Spain. No, the England of Sancho, Foden, etc. No,
Foden was picked from there. Correct.
Yeah. I was training several players of this team. No, Nanda Naurem, Jeakson Singh, Rahul Kiti, Prabsukan Gill. No, I know that India was playing that time, but I mean playing the World Cup, but after qualifying to the World Cup, not because you are organizing the World Cup.
Makes sense. Absolutely. Coming back to our technical questions, I mean, I have so many things to pick from your mind, but with the restriction of time, I can't keep on asking you questions. So I limit it to the last question of this phase and then move on to the next phase, which is coach education.
Okay.
So, coach, how do you instruct your strikers to create space and opportunities when, defensively the opponents are quite packed? What is your strategy?
See, it's not only a question of the strikers, it's a question of the whole team, no? I feel that when you are changing positions with the players, you are creating doubts in the opponent. And also with your position in the game, you have to create doubts. That's why for me the positional game is a good method, no? Also now there are other methods, no? You can see now it's very famous now the relational game, no? With, for example, examples of Bayer Leverkusen, Inter Milan in Italy, Malmo in Sweden, that they are overloading spaces to attack, no? It's also another method, but you need to have a good understanding of the game to play well, no? These methods. So for me, the strikers, it depends on the characteristic of the striker, no? I like to have different characteristics of a striker. Because, for example, you have a target man. The target man is more comfortable playing behind at the back of the goal to shield the ball, and then to go to the box to, for example, head the ball, no? For this typical target man, I used to tell that try to look the spaces between the central defenders if they are not marking man, no? And then try to get the back or try to receive the ball between the two central defenders. You have a striker that is quick and you feel that is quicker than the central defenders, you have to find the back of the defensive line, no? With these movements, light through, no? That we are saying in Spain, no? That you are, for example, trying to support the ball, dragging out one central defender and then attack the space that you are creating, no? This is depending of the players that you have, but generally overall, I believe even if the opponent team is dropping very much, attack this space at the back of the defensive line. Always there is a space to attack.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, creating the spaces are so much important.
Mm.
Since we are talking of strikers, very recently, like you are also aware, one of our talisman, one of our greatest of all time, Sunil Chhetri, just retired from the
Mm.
international sphere. Uh, the question lurks at large that who after Sunil Chhetri? And since we are talking of strikers, I wanted to ask you of the players you have trained and the players you have seen in India in the last whatever 5 to 7 years, who do you think can be a replacement or a few players who have the potential to sort of take up the onus and take the football forward for India?
Well, Sunil Chetri has two very good characteristics. One is the passion of the game, and second is that he's very intelligent. No, for example, Sunil Chetri is a player that if you check the action of Sunil Chetri when he was playing as a striker, now he's playing more like second striker, even in the wing, etc. He knew his characteristics. The most important thing of a player is to know your pluses and your minuses. In which aspects you are good, and in which aspects you have to improve. No, and moreover, testing the opponent. Every time I tell the player that if you don't know the opponent, because not in the top level you know every opponent. You can check the videos. You can check who's going to. If you are, for example, a right winger who is the left back, and you can check. I'm quicker than him. I'm better in there than him. If I'm dropping, he's going with me or he stays. If I'm going inside, he's right footer, left footer, whatever. No, every time in the game you have to test the opponent the first 10, 15 minutes to check these things. No, I'm better than him, I'm quicker, he's intelligent, he's stronger than me, but I'm quicker than him. He's quicker than me, but if I drop him, he's not coming. He's quicker than me, but he's not intelligent tactically. We have to test, no, and to see how can you hurt him individually. Okay. For example, Sunil Chetri was fantastic because he knew that, for example, in ISL, he cannot challenge the ball in the air normally with the central defenders of the opponent because they are stronger than him and big and taller than him. No, especially if they are foreign. What he was doing? He was going to the far post to challenge with the farthest fullback. That normally he has more options to win, and he scored several goals playing like this. No, and that means that he's very intelligent. If you tell me which central striker or which striker can substitute Chetri, no one, because he was the best striker in the last 15 years in India, no, 15, 20 years. But there are good strikers. I would like, for example, to see Manbir as number 9.
Okay.
Manbir, because ISL is there are a lot of most of the team, if not all the teams, they have one or two foreign strikers. The Indian strikers, they don't have chance to play there. No, they have less chance. That's why Manbir is playing as a winger. But I think that he had the potential to be a good number 9 for Indian football.
Fantastic. So if Manveer is
Also, I
listening
like
to this
Suhail.
show,
Suhail, I think he has good
yeah.
potential. The young player from Mohun
Mhm.
Bagan. I like him. I play against him in the last year. He was in Mohun Bagan second team. He was also this year. But I think that this boy with time and with games and with good environment and good individual trainings, he has the potential to be a good striker as well.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So, there are a few players who you named, which is, I believe, if they're seeing this show, so they have the vote of confidence from Coach Kibu. So keep at it, keep going, and sky is the only limit. Coming to the next part, next section of our thoughts, talking of your international career, you have been in Spain, you have been in Poland, and you have coached multiple teams, right? So, how would you describe the footballing identity of Poland? And does it contrast with Spain in any ways? The style that you're familiar more with in the La Liga that you have seen, And is it contrasting with, say, the style of football in Poland? What is your take on that?
See, there is one aspect when you want to train abroad that you have to consider very much, that when you are in one country, you are not considered. That is the culture of the country. But
Absolutely.
not only the culture of the country, the culture of the football of the country.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also the culture of the football of the clubs. Because, for example, in Spain, Atletico Madrid is a team, is one of the biggest teams in Spain, but it's a team of very, very strong defensive phase and counter attack. And you are going to Barcelona, and it's positional game, offensive game, and counter pressing, for example. And Real Madrid is more open.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a clear style, but they are doing the team through the players. They have the best players. No? So this is the culture of the clubs. But for example, Poland is a country of defensive phase, counter attack, very physical game, because Polish players, they are very tall. Today I was talking with my coaching staff in the HFC. No? For example, if you want to be a central defender in Poland, if you are shorter than 185, you cannot play. So they are very big players, but tactically less awareness than, for example, in Spain. In Spain, the technical, the tactical intelligence of the player, the tactical awareness, the tactical understanding of the game of the players is bigger than in Poland, and also the culture of playing the ball, control the game through the ball. In Poland is different. It's different, and it's if you try to play this style of game, it's like contra cultura. You are going against the culture of the country.
Absolutely. Makes sense. We had a question popping up on the screen, if we
Okay.
can have it. So there's Shikhar who has joined in. Shikhar Suresh, thank you so much, Shikhar, for making out time in a beautiful Saturday evening and taking out the time to ask questions to us. So he's telling, it's so cool to watch this discussion, Mr. Kibu. I wanted to know, how would you go about building a football culture in states where the sport is not predominantly played or watched? So let us consider India in this sphere, and maybe you can try to answer this.
See, the most important thing is that the coach, or for example, if you are, to make an example, no, you are training a team, or you are training, or you are creating an academy in, as you say, in a state that is the cricket is the main sport, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, you have to create a game model, the way you want to play, the way your teams they want to play with the ball, when they have the ball, the way the teams you want to press or not press when you don't have the ball, the way you want to defend, the transition. You are creating the model, and once you are creating the model according to this culture of the country, to this culture of the club, to these objectives that the club has, with these players that you have, and also with the structure you want to use, then you can to create the context of the training, the exercises and the tasks that you want, that you think that suits this model of game. But to create the model of game is very important, and this game model is always alive. You have to change some things because the competition is giving you a lot of information. No? This is the way that we are defending. We have to improve. We are facing these problems when we have the ball. You see all the teams they are pressing us, and we are not in the goal kick. We have problems to progress with the ball, etc. No, then you have to improve and to adapt the game model to all the situations you are facing. For example, right now we are playing Calcutta Lake, and this year is raining very much, so the fields they are very soft. No, so you have to adapt to also to the field. No, you cannot play the same way if you are playing in I don't know, in January that is not raining, that now in July, August that is raining very much, and the fields are not in very good condition. But it doesn't matter if the state, with the club you have, You have to create your model, and you have to go forward with your model and your ideas.
Absolutely. In terms of developing a culture of football in a state, there is also a very key role that the coaches play in the ecosystem, right? So in India, we also have the multiple AIFF courses that the federations and the state associations conduct. But what, according to you, since you have also worked with multiple Indian coaches in the past, according to you, what are the areas that the federation or the coach education team of the country can focus on to improve our coaches, by a fine margin? Because if you consider the national team hasn't been coached by a national, uh, uh, you know, person for a very long time. It's been around 14, 15 years that foreigners are, helping us do better. So what are the gaps? I mean, in terms of gaps, what I mean is, what are the areas of improvement that the coaching ecosystem can do to improve? Since you are also an UEFA Pro license educator, I think your insights would be very important here.
See, the concept that you have to improve every day, you have to learn every day, you have to study every day, because in football the coach is working not only in the training session, no. For example, today I put example of today. Today we train at 7 o'clock. We finish. Of course, we record the training session. We analyze the training session. We are going to prepare a short video to the players, short feedback for tomorrow. I was watching a game of the opponent. Okay, and then after this show, I have to prepare tomorrow's training. So you are working the whole day, but with the idea to be better tomorrow. No, what I feel here is that I give my opinion. I mean, perhaps
Absolutely,
I'm wrong.
it's your opinion which we want.
Perhaps I'm wrong. I think that the coaches they should work more hours,
Okay.
and because it's not only a question to training and that's all. No, training, analysis, how to improve your model, talk with the players, because football is technical, tactical, physical, mental very important, and especially in India, mental approach is very important. So try to do things with the team to build and improve the mental aspect of all the players, no? As
Absolutely.
individually and as a team as well. For
Absolutely.
example, to know the values of the team, to know which aspects we have to improve with the team and work with them, work with the players. No, also have the opinion of the players to try to be better, improve, etc. No, but if you are telling me about the coaches, I think Indian coach generally over there, because for sure when you are taking or giving an overall opinion, you are unfair because you don't know everyone, you know. But general this aspect, no. I don't know. Also, I don't have opinion about how are the courses because I don't know. I asked some coaches that they did the courses and they are not very happy. That is the what can I say, no? On the other hand, for example, in Indian football, in the Spanish Football Federation, when you are finishing your pro license, you have master's degree that the football Spanish Football Federation they are organizing. No, for example, you can do a master of physical preparation. You can have a master of tactical analysis and scouting. You have a master of international football. You have a master to be a good sporting director. So you have different masters to improve your level and still learning, no? Learning about football from the best coaches.
Absolutely. Coach, as much as I would have loved to keep on having the conversation flowing, we have restriction of time. which
Mhm.
limits me to my last question. That is, suppose there's a coach or there's a budding coach who wants to make it big. How should they start? What should be their focus areas and how to make it big? Say someone who wants to become like a Kibu Vicuna, what should be their pathway?
See, first, I think there are two aspects that one coach has to be the whole life, no? One is passion for football, passion for what you are doing, and the second one that they are going together is perseverance. Keep going, keep going. I remember when I was starting my first degree, second degree in a Spanish Football Federation, I saw that there were good coaches there, but they sometimes they gave up, and I was continue because they are passion and perseverance. They have to go together, no? And try to be better person and better coach every day. Be open to change. Don't be stubborn. Listen. Listen to the people. You can learn from everyone. Have your own ideas, but listen because I believe in the wisdom of the majority. I mean, five brains for sure they are working better than one brain. No, listen to listen other ideas, and then if you are the head coach, you have to take the decision. But at least listen and having make a reflection of what you are listening. No, and life and football that is part of life is every time evolving, and football is every time evolving. So you have to be open to these changes because if you are asking now, for example, do you think that the cars generally overall the cars are better now than 50 years ago?
I'm not sure. Like, I need your take.
I mean the cars, no, one car is better, no, the technology is improving, no, or the phones.
Absolutely.
Now a mobile phone is better than 15 years ago, no, so why not
Definitely,
football?
definitely. So see,
No.
there's both ways to the coin. I mean, previously the car machinery would have been better. Now technologically, it's quite more
Hmm.
advanced. So yeah,
True, true. But I mean, with the technology, with the knowledge that you have, the knowledge of
absolutely,
for
we are
example, of
advancing. Absolutely,
psychology, sporting coaching, etc., football is going to be better, and football is not going to be the same 10 years now because there are new trends, new ideas. Now, for example, I was talking before about relational football that is improving. Um, 15 years ago was positional game of Guardiola. Now Guardiola is changing and he's adapting. If he's training in Germany or he's training in England, different clubs, different football. No, also the physical preparation is different. Now you are training with athletes in Europe, for example, more
hmm,
than players. So every time it's changing. That's why you have to adapt. And, and to adapt, you have to be open-minded.
absolutely. I mean, fantastic, fantastic session. Fantastic insights from the El Professor, like he's called in India. I don't know if he's still called that, but in 2018-19, while he was with Mohun Bagan, that was the famous name we used to know Coach Kibu with and associate him with that. And it's a privilege, to have you in India, to see you coaching teams, to see you raising players to better heights. Thank you so much for doing what you do. And I believe that I'll again get the opportunity to host you very soon.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be with you tonight. And when you want, we can continue talking. Thank you very much.
Definitely. I'll meet you in Kolkata since you're here. I've heard, and I'll come there and see you for a coffee. Yeah,
For sure. I will invite you to a coffee and we can continue discussing about football.
absolutely. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you and goodbye, everyone. Thank you very much.
Goodbye.